Hey, how you guys doing? I promised you I would give you an update about that show in St. Charles, Missouri, and I really had to give myself some time to come down a little bit. I was really, really pissed. Um, I really hate giving anybody bad reviews. I really do. Um, and this isn't even a bad review. This is just an FYI. I think that's what we're going to label this as, an FYI. A little background, real quick. You know, you hear me talk about traveling shows around the country all the time, and I have fun. I do. I like the people, I like the culture, but it's a business, okay? And normally, if I'm doing a show, I have to order in merchandise for a show, right? This particular show, I brought in around $3,000 my cost out of my pocket merchandise for the show. I have travel expenses. There's a lot of things to consider that I have to think about before I do a show to make sure that all the dots connect. I promote myself, and thanks to you guys, a lot of you guys show up. If I say, hey, this is a good show, you're going to go out to it, and you do. You come out. Okay? So I'm used to dealing with professionals that put on shows. Rex Curley with RK Shows, Dennis Pearson with Midwest Arm Collectors. You'll see me talk about doing their shows a lot, and the reason why I do them is they're professional. They put on good shows. They go out of their way to make sure they do their part. Their part is to provide a safe environment that's conducive to doing business, and they advertise it and they let people know, and they go out of the way. You'll see billboards, radio, TV, magazine, all different types of way. They do mailers. It's just the amount of work that goes on behind the scene to pull off a show is pretty impressive. The amount of work they're able to do. And I've done smaller shows, and listen, if small shows are great too. I mean, you have somebody that wants to do this, and they get out there and they do the work. God bless them. I'll support them the best way I can. Any way I can. What I don't like is to be told that, hey man, I'm going to do this way, and you find out it's not that way at all. In fact, what really sucks is that when you're told that you have tables. Now, at a gun show, a lot of you guys may not be aware, a gun show, what happens is that you rent a table, maybe a 6-foot table or an 8-foot table for ABC amount of money. And normally what I get is like a 5-table uncapped, maybe a full island. Depends. My cost for those tables are around $75 to $85 a table normally. Okay? Cost of doing business for the weekend. So basically I'm opening up a retail store for the weekend wherever I'm at. So this gentleman that's running the show in St. Charles, the big St. Charles show, or whatever it's or the St. Charles County show. I've seen it a couple of different names. Was telling everybody, hey man, I got these tables for $25. Come on out. It's pretty tempting. It is. St. Charles is always a good market. It has been for me. But I'm used to doing shows with RK Shows and with Midwest Arm Collectors. And in fact, Midwest Arm Collectors bought out another show, and they had a waiting list for over a year to get into that show, and I got in. And I have not had a bad show there. They bring in lots of people. They advertise. It's expensive. It costs them a lot of money to rent the St. Charles Convention Center. It's a huge expense. Okay, so anyway, back about this situation. A guy calls me on a Monday. He gets a hold of me on through Facebook. Hey man, you want to come out? You want some tables? $25 a table. And I've been considering it. And I talked to him earlier a couple of weeks ago, and he wanted money up front. It's like, nah, I don't know, man. He goes, I don't know you, so you got to pay up front. Once I get to know you, then you can pay when you get there. It's like, well, we'll see. And I'm busy, and I usually have a lot of choices on what I'm doing. This happened to be an off week. So I said, okay. So he gets a hold of me Monday, and I say, hey man, yeah, I'm interested. I said, I'll order some merchandise in. If it comes in, I'll do your show, because I have to have merchandise. I have to have the merchandise to justify the expenses. I mean, it has to balance. So on Wednesday, we're talking again, and I tell him, I could do 5 tables. That's $125, right? It's not a lot of money. It is, but it's not. But there's a lot more involved than just $125. There's a lot of planning, a lot of logistics on the back end with what I do. And plus my family, and I got kids, and we're juggling schedules, and I'm not home on the weekend, right? So, there's a lot there going on. And so I rely on the person I'm working with to be a pro. Okay? Do as you say as you do. So fast forward, I'm not supposed to have 5 tables. I drive in today. I get there. They don't have the tables. This guy oversold the show. Enormously oversold the show. And that was a huge problem. Then he wanted to stick me back in a corner. Well, he gave me a spot, and I walked the show, seeing a lot of people that I know there that are grumbling right now. They were grumbling today. And I got back, and the spot that he told me that he was going to sell me, he sold it to somebody else. I was like, what the fuck? And then he says, well, we can put you over here. And it's like, I don't think so, man. This is starting off on a bad foot. And then they put some poor lady, they gave her a table outside the entrance. It's a fucking clusterfuck. So, look, with all due respect to the guy, I give him kudos for trying to get to do this. This isn't his first show. He's done a number of other shows. There's no advertising. 0. No radio, no TV, no billboards. The signage he has the little yard signs, and they were stuffed under a table. Now, I did find out from somebody else that St. Charles, if they find those signs, they will fine you heavily. So I don't know if that's going to be a problem or not. So this video is going into about 7 minutes. I really didn't want to be that long. So that's the story. And there's a lot of people who drove a long way to get to that show because of the cheap tables. I hope they have the people tomorrow to justify their expense of going there. Now, for me, at $3,000 to bring in, I guarantee you, I've seen guys they have probably $40,000, $50,000, $60,000 worth of merchandise laying on their tables. They're there to do business. This is serious shit, man. This isn't a game, And you start playing with people's money, you start lying to them, and it's going to be bad. A couple other things too, man. No security. At the convention center, they got cops and they have the security there. You have to have security at these shows. You have to have somebody watching all avenues of what's going on, especially in today's climate. And the other thing too, on the outside of the building where this is at, you can't park trailers in front of fucking fire doors and fire exits. Okay, so a lot of bad stuff. I decided, you know what? I'm not going to do this. I'm bailing. I wish the guy the best of luck. I hope all the people there make a lot of money. I hope I'm wrong about what I think, but I think it's a bad deal. I think the guy needs to step up his game a little bit and be a little bit more upfront. And there was something else too, and this is what really pissed me off. He's telling me, because they put a boxing ring in the middle of this building. This building is a big building near the riverfront in St. Charles, the Lamborghini Athletic Center, something like that. They put a big building there, right? Okay. He goes, somebody put a boxing ring in the middle of the building. I didn't know they did that. I said, what'd you find out? Probably about Monday, Tuesday. So he knew that he was going to be short on table space before he even called me, and he's still trying to book tables. Okay. I don't know, man. I could have went a lot of other places this weekend. I didn't, because I chose to do there. So I'm going home, and I'm at a truck stop in, where am I at? Oak Grove, Missouri. Went in, had an omelet, drank some coffee, shoot a video. Thank you for watching. A lot of you guys were asking me questions about what happened. This is what happened. Guy overbooked, way under advertised. He's got vendors there. Now, for you guys that are looking for some deals, I would say go to the show because there's going to be a lot of vendors there. They're going to need to make their rent to get home. You know, they got some people who drove a long way to go to that show. So anyway, that's what's going on. I appreciate all you guys asking me. I'm in 10 minutes into this video now. I'll put some more information later. And again, I wish the guy all the best of luck in the world. But I ain't got time for games, man. I got too much writing, and I got too many people dependent on me to come through. So that's it. And guess what we're going to do? We're going to have a sale this weekend. I got a lot of shit to sell. This is Sam. Again, thanks a lot. I appreciate it. We'll talk to you later.